Hi, this is Jen with Unchained Crochet. If you haven't done it yet, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to see more items and tutorials like this. Welcome back to part 3. You have made it to where you want to add a buttonhole, or you've made it to the edge and you want to add a loop for a button. So I have chosen myself to do a loop. This is from one of my granddaughters. I've gotten done with my trim around the sides and the back edges, and I have gotten my 2x2 edging on, and I'm almost to the end of the last row of that 2x2. So right now I've already showed you how to do a buttonhole if you choose to have one. I wish in retrospective, looking back, that I would have put a buttonhole in my original one, but I did not, so I will probably be adding a loop to mine so that I can button it easily, and she will match Nani a little bit. So when I determine where to put a buttonhole, or you know, on your chest, where would I put a buttonhole? This is the nape of her neck right here. So I'm just imagining this on her. This would be around her neck. I am probably going to put the loop right about here, so that it fits around her neck and comes like that. So I just imagine this on my granddaughter. So I'm going to go just a bit further with my 2x2 rib to the point where I want to add my loop. Sorry, my music gets louder and softer as the furnace kicks on. You'll hear sometimes, if I don't play something in the background, you'll hear the furnace start going, and it's annoying to hear that in the video. So sometimes my music will get a little louder. Doing a loop at the edge is very easy. And it doesn't require a lot of planning. It's more intuition than anything. Okay, that is far enough for me. Let me drop loop here. I am about halfway. If you fold it in half, I'm about halfway from the back of the neck to the front edge. Right there. So that's where I'm placing my button loop. And what I'm going to do here is just do one of these front post double crochets. You can do a back post if that's where you're at. And I'm going to make up a loop. I'm just going to use 4 chains to do that, and then I'm going to go back into the next front post double crochet and make my stitch and see how that looks. That looks okay to me. I think I'm going to go a little bit smaller. It's kind of making a V-stitch look. I don't want it V quite so much. So let's try 2 chains. That's the beauty of not following someone else's pattern. You can do your own thing. And, you know, patterns are good for establishing a good skill set. Try different patterns out. Try different tutorials out. You see something new you want to try it. You don't have to finish the object even if you don't love it, but you've learned a new skill set. So keep building your skills, and ideas will come to you. Oh, well, this stitch, I can do this such and such with it. I can make this shape with it, and I can put another shape with it. And before you know it, you're going to be designing your own garments. Let me get some more yarn. Hoping I'll pull off enough, and I'm about out of my hot pink. Hoping I pull off enough to finish this row. This baby's going to be done in just a few minutes. So I'm not anti-pattern. I am anti-pattern dependency, meaning that when you get to a certain point in your crochet experience, and you have crocheted a lot in your lifetime, you should come to some point where if you see an item, you can look at that item and you can decipher it for yourself or thereabouts. That's money, girls and guys, that's money that can be spent on more yarn or whatever else it is you're wanting to buy. I have a huge stack of patterns printed that I have bought. I've bought even more than that I have not printed. I have finished just a couple, maybe a few, knitting most of them. So, and free patterns, there's plenty of free patterns out there. You might not find the exact one you are desiring to make, but try something similar, learn that stitch, and build your own pattern in your head. You can do it. We all start learning from somewhere, and starting is just the beginning. Never stop learning. I don't think it's even possible unless you have something detrimental happen to your brain. And even then, I've seen people who've had severe strokes, you know, that could no longer walk, and they had to relearn walking, you know, reteach that muscle memory. Even if they could remember how to do it in their brain, you know, learn to talk again, get those neurons firing, build new synapses in your brain. Every time you learn, you're building new synapses. And that's the junction where messages are relayed between your nerves and your parts of your brain. That's the junction where information is passed one neuron to the other. So I made it to the end, and I'm taking my last stitch around that or into that top of that chain, and I am going to yarn over, pull through, pull up a long loop to finish this off, cut and pull your ball yarn out, and then cinch. And now I just have to weave in my ends. Now, you'll notice something here. When you hold that up, that little buttonhole is not real noticeable. And don't make it as big as you want it to end up being eventually, where it's very noticeable. Make it a little bit smaller, because as that stretches around the button, it's going to get a little stretched out and tugged on. So that is the look I'm going for right there. It almost just blends right in. Can you see that? Right there. I got a note to myself. All right, so that is the larger than life wrap / shawl. I like to call it a wrap because it really does wrap around you. It is like a nice toasty warm hug with the worsted weight. And with this, it's just a little stylish, and this is made with Mandala Baby. It is a 3-weight, done with an H hook. So that's the end of that. I hope you enjoyed making your garment. And if you've not hit the subscribe and the bell, you'll want to do that to keep seeing more tutorial notifications from me. Have a great day.